I know, I know you're scared, and it's okay to be scared. And if you can't be scared out there, you can be scared in here. Within the pages of this book, you get to be who you wholly are. And perhaps that might be empowering enough to at least add a bit of significance to their lives.
Delia Gonsalves, WUSA 9.
Reynolds still lives here in D.C., and as the national ambassador to young people's literature, he'll tour the country encouraging people to read. He plans to focus on kids in rural communities. Delia talks with Reynolds about the role rap music plays in his writing and his struggles to put this day to pen and paper. And you'll find all of that on our WUSA 9 website and our free app. Let's focus on another man who is making a big impact, Dr. Lonnie Bunch. He is the first African-American to serve as Secretary of the Smithsonian. And tonight I had the honor of moderating a fascinating conversation with Dr. Bunch about his book, A Fool's Errand. It focuses on the creation of the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Now, Secretary Bunch says he hopes the museum is a symbol of the best of America and brings people together. This conversation, by the way, was part of the Swiss Embassy's Black History Month celebration.
Now, your WUSA 9 weather forecast, sponsored by Cox.
I just have to say, Ambassador Peter Lude and the First Lady, Peter Lude, could not have been more welcoming and kind. It was really a fascinating, courageous conversation. And a lot of people were watching the forecast, Topper, because they wanted to know what was coming tonight. So you got a lot of people watching.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, here's the deal. The rain is going to continue tonight, and then it may end as snow north and west of town.
What?
Probably the biggest story, though, is not going to be so much the heavy rain overnight or the wet commute, but it's going to be the winds tomorrow. The wind advisory was expanded. It now includes most of the metro area. We'll show you that in a second. The flood watch hasn't changed since this evening. They trimmed it back. So Calvert County, St. Mary's County, I think even southern Charles County could still get some pretty good rains. Another inch or so overnight before all is said and done, bringing the totals 1, 2, even some isolated 3 inches. I widened this radar out. This is the storm. That's kind of a couple of storms, but it has, rain and snow in Halifax and has storms in the Gulf Coast. It spans 1,700 miles. That's pretty impressive. And it does have a little bit of snow. For us, though, just rain overnight. Again, light to moderate rain north and west of 95, a little heavier south and east. And temperatures are going up. 47 is the highest so far today, 47 in La Plata. And I'll remind you that when you get up tomorrow morning, it may be fairly mild. Don't dress for that. You're still going to need a coat. Bus stop forecast. Showers, at least for the morning. Kids will come home. It will be dry, but very windy. So temperature-wise, temperature's going to go up a little bit. Around 50 to start, 50 or so by 9 o'clock. Then they start to fall in the upper 40s by noon and then back in the mid-40s by evening or by 3 o'clock. So we just mentioned this. This just came across a little while ago. So now most of the metro area is under a wind advisory. It does include Loudoun County and Prince William County. And we're looking at winds gusting anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour. It goes into effect tomorrow at 9 a.m. and continues until 3 o'clock. Now, why are we concerned about these winds? Well, we had all the rain today, and we're going to have more rain tonight. The ground is not frozen, so that means we're ending up with all of this moisture in the ground. It becomes soggy, and it saturates the ground. So now we have a soft and soggy ground. Well, we're going to add winds to that of 30 to 40 to maybe 50 miles per hour. Some weak trees could go over and some branches could fall as well. Let's talk about the wind gust tracker and how much wind could be in your neighborhood. Okay, so early in the morning, not so bad. 5, 6 o'clock, 22 mile per hour wind gust in D.C. Remember, this is a forecast as well and a snapshot in time. Bam, look what happens. By 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, winds are gusting to 45 miles per hour in Annapolis, 41 in Leesburg. By 1 o'clock, a little bit better, winds 20 to 30 miles per hour. Notice the deep colors, strong winds now moving out to sea as the storm pulls away. If your travels take you across the Bay Bridge tomorrow, it may actually be closed for a time because of the winds. They'll be above the threshold. By 6 p.m., winds again 10 to 20, maybe 10 to 25 miles per hour, but at least somewhat calming down as we get into the late afternoon hours. So, yellow weather alert tomorrow for morning rain and showers. Could end as a little bit of snow as close as Frederick, more likely around Hagerstown. And you folks up in Hagerstown could even hear some thunder snow, believe it or not. 45 on Saturday, near 50 on Sunday, just cool, but a pretty good weekend. Slight chance of a snow shower Saturday night. Don't